Okay, so hi everyone. Today in this video, I am going to talk about the making of the fifth level vault. So stay tuned. So first of all, let me talk about the game. So this is a horror and maze solving game. So the objectives are very simple. You just have to solve the maze, fetch the gun and kill the enemy. And the name of enemy is Raven. And yes, to solve the maze, I have kept a clue in the game. So if you understand that clue, then you will be able to find gun very easily. And there is an Easter egg for my upcoming game, and it's not kept randomly anywhere. It is nearby the gun, so you can easily find it. If you find the gun, then you may get that Easter egg also. So all of this started when my professor came and told to me that the A division guys are looking for some people who can help them in their VR project. Yeah, they got a project to make something in VR or AR, so they were looking for some people who can help them out in this project. And I thought, okay, maybe I can help them. And when I approached them, we had a discussion, and they said that they are planning to make a 360-degree drone, sort of thing. Like they were gonna take a drone and attach a 360-degree camera to it so that they could get that Google Street View thing from that drone. Obviously that was a good idea, but they didn't have that budget to get that project completed. I mean, obviously drones are not that cheap, and 360-degree cameras are not cheap too. So they were asking me for a solution, that what could be done instead of this. And I was like, okay, wait, I think I have a plan. I wanted to make a horror game. Obviously I'm a game developer, so I had this idea of making a horror game. And when this opportunity came to me, I just used it, and I said them, we can make an VR horror game for this VR project. And they were like, yeah, this could be done. This is the best alternative to that 360-degree drone street view thing. That's how we decided to make a VR game. But that was going to be very difficult for us, because even though we solved that problem of budget, we had one other problem in our way, and it was that none of the team members had even a little bit idea about game development. It was like something out of their domain. Obviously I had a bit idea about game development because I was interested in this domain, but not an expert. So we had a lot of discussions that how we are going to accomplish this, who will be doing that programming task and who will be doing that game designing task and all that. So these things took us a bit of time, 1 or 2 days of discussion. So first of all, we had discussion over the concept of the game, that what the game should be, and what the objectives should be, what would be the art and all that. And we came to the conclusion of a horror game and a maze solving game, both of them together, like a game which is horror plus maze solving. So while we were doing story writing, all of us did a lot of brainstorming. We did a lot of R&D also. We played a lot of horror games and saw so many VR horror games gameplay, because we had no idea how horror game looks in VR. Obviously all of us had played that Granny on Android, that game on Android, so we had a little bit idea that how horror games are, but it was for VR obviously. So we had to do a lot of research that how the game should look like, and then we came up with this idea of the fifth level vault. Once we did all that research and all that brainstorming, then we were on to the story writing part of the game. We decided to have a little bit story in this game, not like just come and do anything. There is no motive for doing anything. We don't wanted that, so we did a little bit of story for this. So we decided of a story of a guy who is trapped in this pocket dimension, and not trapped actually. Initially we decided that this guy would be trapped into this pocket dimension, but later on it was changed during development. So this guy would be in the pocket dimension and he have to escape it. And how he will escape it? Obviously by getting that gun, killing that antagonist, which will teleport him to his own dimension. So this was the plan initially, and we had a little bit of change in this. During development, I thought that it should not be like this. I mean, it's not making any sense that this guy got trapped in any pocket dimension. So what I did was I gave him some character. I gave him the name Agent Einser, and Agent Einser is on a mission to kill Raven. So he's having a motive, and so the player, which made a lot of sense than before. That guy is trapped. So this is how we ended up with the story of the game. And after that story writing, we were on to the discussion of how the mechanisms would be in the game, like what should be the functionality of the game, how things will go in the game, all of that. So my team and our project head had a meeting on like what task will be done by whom, and I got the task of game designing. Obviously, we were the team of 9, and I would say my team has worked very hard. Even though this was not that domain, they did work very well, I would say. Yeah, there was some issue with some people at one point, but everything went good. And also at the end, I ended up making the whole game. It is because of that issue I said with some people. Anyways, moving on. So finally, we moved on to the production from pre-production, and there was this funny incident while the creation of all the assets. So the thing is, when we were creating the walls and stairs and all the assets for the game, we were wondering for textures. I mean, there are a lot of textures available for free on internet. So what we did was, me and Kevin, he was the marketing guy and project inspector. We both were the project in charge. So we, had this discussion. Hey, Kevin, how are we gonna do this texture thing? I mean, obviously we can do that modeling, but what about textures? So what we did was that me and Kevin looked around the campus for whatever the texture we can get from the buildings, and luckily we had a building which was kind of old, very old, I would say. And I said, Kevin, click the photo. This is the best wall texture we can ever get. So we took the photo of one of the wall of our our college building, and we have used it in our game. So all the textures of wall that you are seeing in the game are taken from the wall of the building of our college. I mean, obviously, it was very easy to get that texture, and it was kind of looking realistic at the same time. So why not? Yeah. And for that, I want to thank college for not maintaining those walls so that we could get the textures right. And man, this game's development took us ages, I would say, because this was our first time. We didn't knew anything about workflow. We didn't even knew about C#. So obviously that was not gonna easy for us, but we got it done by time. So development and testing were done a day before launch. Yeah, a day before launch. So we decided to launch this game on 31st of October, which was Halloween. And one of the biggest challenge for me was that I didn't had a computer or maybe PC or laptop to do this game development. Yes, I didn't had that device to do that game development. I will say how I was doing my work. I used Kevin's laptop initially to do all that game designing stuff, but later on I got my laptop, I would say the last 2 weeks of that game's development, and then things were pretty smooth after that. So yeah, this was the biggest hurdle for me, that I didn't had the device, not C#, not game design. The device was the biggest hurdle for me. What a great thing, nah? You are doing a project on game development and you don't have a PC. And you are making your life's first game, and that too VR. Yeah, that was funny. That was kind of funny, I would say. But even after all of these, problems, we solved them and we did our work. We gave all of us. I'm not only talking about me, but all the other members gave their 100%, and they have done a great work, I would say. And I'm proud and glad that I have such team. And I will especially thank to my professor that she approached me for this and gave me this opportunity. And also, you guys tell me in the comment section below if you have played the game. What were the pros of the game, cons of the game? What do you like the most? What were you expecting from it? All of that into the comment section. I want to know that what I could improve for my upcoming projects. Yeah, that's it for today. I will see you guys in the next one. Until that, bye bye.
I am leaving you, but at a cost. Go and tell your lord I am coming to take my vengeance.